Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Man Cave 101 podcast where we talk about all things nerdy. And today we are bringing you the review of the last Marvels movie of 2023, The Marvels. With me tonight, as always, the man in the chair, Aaron. How are we doing?
Didn't see it. Still not seeing it.
Still didn't see it, not seeing it. It's okay, because they call him Kalo K, the Mama Wanna God Leo, live from the Man Cave. What's going on?
It's a canon event. I'm reaching
Canon,
my villain arc tonight.
canon events. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn Way, Big Chase.
2 words. Monica YAMbeau.
Can I get to the games? Deep in the heart of Texas, Wendeezy. Man, listen.
Man, listen, for real. Let's go. Let's just start talking. I'm just getting the introductions over.
But this movie was so not important or important, depending on who you are in this show, that we have a special guest with us, Taurean. How you doing, man?
All that thickness. Oh my God.
Right. And while you are worried about that thickness, we're worried about the kneecaps being licked because, ladies and gentlemen, from SpeakonitComics, Charles is in the building. How you doing, Charles?
I'm doing marvelous.
He's
Marvelous.
doing marvelous.
I see that.
Oh boy.
All right, guys, let's just be honest here. We've heard a lot of opinions on this movie. We all have a lot of opinions on this movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to start positively today because we are pillars of positivity in the community. So being that we are pillars of positivity in the community, it's going to be Charles Relio to start. I'm going to let you
I'm
guys.
not starting. I'm ending.
Yeah, we know you're ending, whatever. So
I'm ending.
Charles, what did you think of the Marvels?
I enjoyed it so much. This was a movie that had so many people. I felt there were so many people that was against this film and really didn't want it to succeed on different levels. I don't want to get into that, but when I went into the movie itself, I wanted it to I wanted it to do well. And when I went to go see the film and I saw how they, first off, let's start with Kamala Khan. First off, I mean, she stole the show. Kamala Khan was, just such a doll face. And the way that she was basically, very charismatic, very fun, very enjoyable, so everybody just really took to that character and she nailed it. She really did a great job. Teyonah Parris, I feel like her story arc is yet to be told. I think that it showed her a little bit more in this story. And I guess you guys will get into that, but I felt like there was so much more. And I think that's going to be revealed, especially with the ending that some of us know about. And I think with Brie Larson, I gotta say, I really enjoyed her in this film. I thought she did a great job, to be honest. I felt like she took all of the people's, the way they thought about her character, what she didn't bring in her first film. And I felt like, and maybe not to her fault, but at the same time, I felt like you got to know her more. And I felt like the conglomerate between her and the other women, I thought they did a fantastic job. It felt like they was having a good time, So I really thought this movie really showcased her and the other girls very, very well. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. For all you guys that are, on the fence about it, see for yourself. I mean, I'm not going to big it up or make you guys feel like, hey, you need to see this film. But I think that it's something that you guys should give it a shot, to be honest.
Nice. All right, I'll go. So I'm going to talk about the positives of the movie first. First of all, it was better than I thought it was going to be. I will say that right off the bat, which is probably shocking to everyone in this group right now. Just looking at the reviews and the negativity of this movie, it did suck to see. And like Charles said, like I really wanted the movie to succeed, especially because I like Iman Vellani. I think she is one of the greater castings that Marvel has done. Her and the family and their dynamic, I honestly think is probably one of the more reasons that I could be okay with this movie. I will also say that the between Captain Marvel, Photon, and and Miss Marvel, when they were on screen together doing their thing, it was actually good to watch. Like I actually enjoyed them on screen together. I guess that's the majority of the positive. So let's go to the negatives, I guess. I think the villain of this movie is absolutely pointless. I find this movie to be Miss Marvel season 2, not the Marvels, not Captain Marvel 2. I actually think this story more goes into Iman Vellani and what she's doing than what I found Brie Larson. I do agree that Brie Larson was actually okay in this movie. I actually liked her in this movie more than I did in Endgame or the first Marvels movie. I thought she was a lot better. Like she actually, I don't know, she had some type of what's the word I'm looking for here? She had some character. Like I feel like she was just like a dull whatever in the other movies, like just like a powerhouse, like let me punch things and whatever. But like she actually had some personality in this movie. Like I was actually okay. She really did. Like I said, I think them together and Iman Vellani was the bigger part for me in this movie. As I said, Dar-Benn, like for me here, like I feel like one of the worst villains in Marvel is Malekith in Thor 2, and I put Dar-Benn right under her. I just didn't really feel connected to it. I think the only reason they brought her in is because they needed someone to find the other bangle so that they can make that moment in the end and then connect the mid-credit scene to put that universe part out there and show what they showed. I think the first act of this movie was really good. I was actually pleasantly surprised by the first act. Like I actually found myself getting more into it than I thought I was going to with the action. I thought the action was good. And then we went to the water planet, and then I said, fuck this movie. Just straight up. I just said, the hell with this movie after that. And then the third act, like there was a cool fight scene. And then they set up what they set up with the Bengals. And then, Brie Larson going to the planet because she said you'd go to the planet and revive the sun. I refuse to let the end of this movie and the mid-credit scenes save any part of this movie. Because I do think it was just like, I feel like I just got a villain just to get a villain because they needed to get to a point and they got to that point. But like, I feel like that just that second arc to the second act was just, they could have figured out a way to do that better than give me a musical. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. And then the whole, let everyone, let the cats eat everyone to save everyone on the Saber space station. I'm sorry. It just didn't do it for me. It took me completely out of the movie. But like I said, there are more positive things in this movie that I thought there would be, because I was ready to just shit on it. In conclusion, just put Iman Vellani in everything. Loved how, loved the end scene with Kate Bishop, and do more of that. And please don't bring me to a singing planet or let cats save people ever again. Okay, I'm done. Who wants to go? Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
I have a question. There was a musical in this movie.
There was a
It was a
musical in this movie.
it was a musical part in the movie.
I just want to let Leo and Charles know I'm done. I'm not seeing it on Disney Plus. I'm not seeing it. I'm letting you know.
Listen,
right
bro.
now. I don't do musicals.
It's not as it's.
I don't do musicals.
I thought it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. In my opinion,
it was worse.
I didn't think it was. It wasn't bad. I thought that it was. In Taste of Disney, I feel like it was something that was. I felt they was going to put something in Disney. What Disney puts in their movies. I felt it was going to come, but I didn't. It didn't last that long.
That's the first time.
It didn't last that long,
and that's the last time I want to hear of it.
It didn't last.
It lasted long enough.
All right, I'll just say this and I'll end. The end of Loki season 2 came out on the same day as this, and if you want me to watch peak Marvel on one hand and then watch this on the other hand, this is not what Marvel needed. I just don't feel that way.
And I keep forgetting that Hawkeye did it too. Remember on the last episode of Hawkeye?
100%.
That whole scene was a
I'm not gonna mention
It
that.
was
Yeah, it's okay. It was also the worst.
worst.
It was also the worst episode of Hawkeye. But
Right,
go ahead,
100%.
continue.
But okay, all right. Who
Fine.
wants to take it?
I'll go.
You want to go, Taurean?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Abel and Charles said and said Iman Vellani definitely stole the show. If anyone never watched the Miss Marvel before this, I would highly suggest that if you was a fan of her character after seeing this movie, if you did watch it, to go back and watch her show, because what you got in this movie was basically a continuation of her show. Where they left off with the show is pretty much where they picked up with her character. And if you liked her character and her family in this movie, which was one of the best parts of Miss Marvel for me, then you're going to love Miss Marvel, because you're going to get 6 episodes of pretty much that and then some. I definitely like, that they have, of course, Teyonah Parris. I mean, Passion Alert. When I found out she was going to be Monica Rambeau, I said, definitely, she has the look. And I mean, she has the look. From the top of her natural curly head all the way down to her well pedicured feet. I was enjoying every moment that she was on that screen. When they allowed her to have her legs out when she was wearing them shorts on that water planet, I was like, yes, showing some skin. They had to show some skin.
I might watch the movie.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Hey, I pulled him back in.
I will be back in with that one.
I pulled him back in. And also, too, believe it or not, I'm glad that they wrote Carol Danvers' character again, like Abel said, to have more personality, more character, because in the first Captain Marvel, she was so stoic, she was so robotic, she was like a mannequin. She is like she was playing, she didn't really have nothing to do. I like in this one, she actually had to face an adversity. Like she wasn't going around, like when it came to like fighting like the villain, she actually had to get knocked down a couple of times. Like the villain was knocking her from one side all the way into a wall to the point where she almost went through the wall. So like she actually was dealing with actually having to not just have to do things on her own. She had to actually rely on a team. And I said one thing that I liked about it too is that you had Carol Danvers. She was like the strength of the team. Monica was like the heart and soul, and Kamala was like the charisma. So when you put all three of those together, it's like they made a good, formidable team. And I like that part when they were practicing how to switch, when they were doing the double dutch.
Yes, that was so good.
When they were practicing how to do the switch, how they were throwing up the ball, like, switch and everything like that. So I like that they showed that and how they were able to use that to their advantage when they had to fight Dar-Benn later on in the movie. I like the costumes. I like how the costume changes. I don't know if any of y'all picked up on this, but with Monica's character, did y'all notice she had the wings? That's her original costume right there in the comics, with her having the white wings. But she didn't. But she was like, I can't. She's like, I don't think I can function with this. Like she was kind of playing like with it. She's like, I don't know if I can function with it. And so she just kind of took them off. But I'm glad that they teased it with her having the wings, because that's the original Monica Rambeau photon costume with the wing set that she has when she flies. So I like that they incorporated it in there. I was kind of iffy. I don't know how y'all felt about it when they had Ms. Marvel use her scarf as a whip. Did y'all like they? When
I was actually kind of okay with that part.
They used to have her use the scarf as a whip.
Yeah, I was actually good with that.
Yeah, they had her use her scarf as a whip.
Wait,
like you
that's
said,
also Taurean, that's also comic book accurate.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
comic book accurate. Taurean, okay, comic book accurate.
Also, like, yeah, and also too, like, I did feel like kind of like the that musical part that I was like, where did that come from? Like, that was one of the parts I said, y'all could have left that part out right there. It was okay when when they first came onto the planet. Like, it was like, okay, this is how they kind of introduced, like, bringing her on because of who Captain Marvel is to the prince of that planet. But to keep them continuously singing, I was like, okay, y'all could have cut this musical number short, and then when you found out they could actually talk, I was like, y'all could have had them talking before they went into a whole track list. They damn near gave a concert almost the whole time. So I was like, they could have cut that a little bit short. The villain was probably going to be forgettable. I mean, after this one, you're probably not going to remember this character after that. After this movie, Nick Fury, didn't really do much
Oh,
in
I
this
forgot
movie.
to
He
mention.
didn't. He really. Nick Fury didn't really have much to do in this movie. It's like he actually had less to do in this movie than he did in Captain Marvel. In Captain Marvel, he had more to do.
Right.
And even then, he wasn't really doing much either. But in this one, they really scaled his character. He really took a back seat.
Captain Marvel was an origin story.
So he really took a back seat in this movie. And it kind of makes me scared to know what the future is going to hold for that character, because it seems like they continuously starting to scale him back even more. So it's like, I mean, I guess we'll see what the future holds. I did like how they ended it, showing, Kate Bishop, show up at the end and having Kamala Khan.
The way she did it.
Yeah, like the way
she did it like Nick Fury in Iron Man 1. This shit was funny.
You had Kamala Khan sitting right there in the dark, like kind of mysterious, and she's sitting there, and I was like, okay, we know what they're headed to. Like, this is basically they're getting ready to start the Young Avengers. Like, that's the direction that is headed. Then you had the mid-credit scene where we find out that Monica is in another universe. She's in another. She wakes up. She sees who she thinks is her mother, but it's not her mother. I mean, it's not her mother, but the actress playing her did play her mother.
Right.
And then we see this person walk in with a lab coat, and I see a blue hand, and I knew it was Hank McCoy. And he turned around. Yeah. And he said, and Charles wants his latte. So now it's like, so this is how they're ushering in the X-Men even more. Well, this is how they're. I guess this is how they're going to try to bring it in. But that's pretty much all I have right there. As far as I can say, this one was definitely better than the first Captain Marvel. I definitely, if I had a chance to rewatch it, I probably would. As far as the first one, probably never again. But yeah, we'll see. We will see where this goes from here.
All right. How about Wendeezy? Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. That.
Look. I can tell you everything that everybody else has said about the good stuff. Yeah, the good stuff. Iman Vellani, thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. I give it 2 thumbs up. Carol Danvers, Brie Larson's portrayal. Y'all don't understand. That was AI. All right, that wasn't her acting. That was computer generated. They fixed all of that post. They fixed all of that in the post, bro. All of that was fixed in the post. All right, that ain't her. That chick don't care like that. I got problems with consistency. Towards the end of the movie, we got the 2 bangles, correct? Right? Everybody agrees we got 2 bangles, right? We used the bangles to open up the door, correct? Or to close it or whatever it is we did. I bet. What happened to the other bangle? Like, where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
Why don't she have it no more?
No, she didn't. She only had one. She only had one at the end.
No, she has both.
She has both
at the end. She has both.
I didn't see both.
She has both.
No, you saw it in the fight scene. She had both.
In the fight, she had it. After the fight, she doesn't have to.
At the end, she has both.
We can't hear you, Chase. Are you saying she had both?
She had both, bro.
All right, I'm gonna watch it and make sure.
Because that was one of the things that I was looking for, because I was trying to see if Captain Marvel was going to take it back from her or let her keep it.
Stingy bitch. Sorry.
You all just remind me of 2 other negative things that I'm going to talk about at some point. So you guys just let me know when you're ready for that.
Dar-Benn,
I'll continue.
Again,
I was muted, but Wendeezy speaking my language about Captain Marvel because I knew it.
I'm just saying. Dar-Benn, like, why?
Why?
I don't know why, but why? I listen. I don't read Captain Marvel like that, but I'm sure there was way better, some other villain that we could have used than this chick on her revenge tour. I'm gonna get you back, bitch. No, I don't care.
She said, "I'm gonna be in a movie the same day that my fiance has his season finale."
Literally.
Wait,
that's wild, actually.
Yeah, that's why when you think about it, it's
kind of crazy though. But nonetheless, so I digress. Ultimately, not a bad movie, but it's not a movie we needed. I don't think it moved the story together forward in any way.
Got Miss Marvel the Bengals though.
It got Miss Marvel or Bengals. All right. I mean,
But Marvel season 2 was great.
that was great. But I don't think that it was something I didn't need it. 230 million you spent on this, you could have used that money to, like, you know, get more VFX on She-Hulk or something. If that was the case.
Damn.
Yo, I got them both in here right now. I gotta shoot.
Shoot
I gotta shoot.
Charles, let me know. No,
gotta
Charles,
shoot.
this way.
I gotta shoot.
Keep talking your shit.
Um,
Go ahead.
the ending of it, look, real nice. Young Avengers, but I'll be honest, I don't think nobody's gonna care about the Young Avengers. None of these shows.
Who are the Young Avengers so far? Is it Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, and Cassie Lang?
And Cassie Lang.
And then Wiccan and Speed, or whatever the hell. they're-
Wiccan and
And
Speed,
then
and
it's
then
going to also
Dominican Hulk's
maybe
son.
Scar. Yeah,
and
Scar.
also
Dominican
and it's also going to be what is his name? Oh my God! From Captain. Well, I was going to say from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon?
Isaiah
No.
Bradley.
It's
Isaiah
Bradley's
Isaiah
grandson.
Bradley's grandson. Yeah,
Okay.
grandson or
okay.
nephew? I forgot.
I think
That
it's
was
his
his
grandson. His grandson.
I mean, look, I don't know how that's going to play out.
I don't know either.
You know, it's not like these things that these characters were a part of were like super well received. Like, I love Miss Marvel. I'm not gonna say I didn't. Hawkeye was meh. You know, the introduction of Scar was like, what? You know, Wicked and Speed, that was from WandaVision. People don't forgot about them.
They're gonna be showing up in Agatha.
Scar's hairline still got me fucked up.
Let me tell you about that second scene. That second scene pissed me off because now not only are we like in some other Earth, because that's not Earth 838.
You're in another Earth.
This is another Earth where mutants exist on another Earth. They're not in the 616. And that's still pissing me off. Keep showing me other Earth's mutants. I don't care about that. What's that got to do for my timeline? What's that going to do for my Earth? They're going to come over here, and now all of a sudden they're here? Gravy train. Listen, I won't watch this movie again. Well, actually, I'm going to watch it because I need to see that other Bengal because I don't know, maybe I was
I
just
didn't see it
tired.
either. I got to watch again.
Maybe I was tired, but I'll look at it again and see. But you know, it was an okay movie. It wasn't horrible. That dancing shit and oh my God, I forgot the stupid the princess turn. The stupid princess turn. All of us, yo, are you kidding me, son? The Cinderella dress turn. All of a sudden, she walk in and she got like this Captain Marvel gown on. Like, get the hell out of here, son. This is not what I want to see from my superhero.
Yep.
But whatever, that's what they did. However, to Taurean's point, I stomached it because the yams was out. Them black shorts, boy.
Yeah,
Them
when
black
she had
shorts,
them shorts on.
Let me tell you something. Man. I
Look
ain't
like Eastern Parkway out this month.
Yo, Labor Day. Let's go.
They was all, listen. They were all nice and glazed and everything. With some shea butter and everything. They were
God damn. Tori was on the screen like, it's like,
Yo, son.
You missed the spot, baby. You
right there.
No, you're like, Rexon.
That helped me stomach this much better. I love Iman Vellani. That little girl is spectacular in what she does, the way she acts, the way she portrays this character. I love it. I mean, it's okay. It's not as bad as I thought, but it's doing exactly what I think was gonna happen to it. So there you go.
Yep. Also, just before the next person goes, my two other complaints were Sam Jackson in this movie and Sam Jackson in Secret Invasion are two totally different people.
What's the timeline?
This happened after Secret Invasion.
Okay, so where's the green bitch at?
Yeah, where the green bitch at?
I ain't see that. Oh,
this dude literally almost caused World War III. He lost what's Maria Hill. He just he was acting like everything was okay. There's no mention, no disdain to anything, just like everything was okay. Second part, why did Dar-Benn have Ronin's hammer with Power Stone powers? If you tell me it was the bangle, tell me where in that movie they said that it was the bangle. Go ahead. You can talk about it later. You'll probably prove me wrong, or you won't. But it made no sense, and that's how I feel about it. So, as a normal person watching that movie, not being a comic book person, you missed it, or you didn't see it.
Bingo.
That's
Bingo.
fine. But that's the problem, and that's why that movie made $45 to $50 million opening weekend.
It didn't make it $45 to $50 million. So now you're lying again.
I'm sorry, domestically. I'm sorry, domestically. God, just save your fight for when you talk. Jesus. Okay. Next person, Chase, go. Fuck off.
All right, so listen. Let me just get to my problems with the movie. I didn't care for some of the costume work on all of them. Brie is not my first pick for Captain Marvel because I felt like Captain Marvel needed to be a little bit more athletic, and she's, she seems a little frail. The part about the cats eating the people to save everybody was like, I was almost ready to walk out of the theater at that point. Like, why would we do it was crazy because once the egg hatched and I saw the cat, I was like, okay, this is what y'all gonna do. Okay. That was just like the when they go to the planet with the singing people. Let me just say this. It wasn't necessary, but they did not belay it. It was not that long. It was like, okay, I'm tired of this, and then as soon as you kind of got tired of it, they moved on and they just started talking. So it wasn't that long. The villain in this Dar-Benn was not fully developed as it should have been. She should have got a lot more development, and this comes back to trying to concise a certain amount of time and tell the story and all of that. But I wasn't overall mad with it. I just felt like she deserved a little bit better development, maybe a mask or a helmet or something. She just didn't look complete as a character for me. Sam Jackson is my guy. I love him all the time, but I know that he was here to serve a purpose because he is the intermediary between what Captain Marvel does and bringing in Photon and so forth. So I didn't really have a problem with who he was. But let me say this, because one of my real problems is in the beginning, I remember saying Marvel's probably going to be okay. And then I started hearing all of this hate with Brie Larson, and we don't like Brie, and so after I watched the movie, I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, why the fuck do we hate Brie so bad? Let me tell you something. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this fucking movie, bro. Absolutely fucking nothing. It's a great story. There are some problems with consistency in there. I get that. There's some problems with how they did props and whatever. But this movie was completely digestible from where I'm literally sitting there the whole time, like, okay, I'm waiting for the bad part to come. I mean, eventually the cat scene came, but other than that, like, I'm just sitting there like, I don't like. There's nothing wrong with this fucking movie. Like, why are we hating this movie so much? The movie was good. Brie Larson did her fucking thing. Me personally, I don't care if it was done in post-credit or whatever. She did her fucking thing. She led as she was supposed to as Captain Marvel. She showed up when she was supposed to show up. The scene where they're interchanging powers and they're fighting Dar-Benn was fucking stellar. And I only wish it was fucking longer and whatnot. They really did their thing. Monica Rambeau, aka Monica YAMbeau, aka Monica Yam, Scrumptious Bumptious Buns, baby. She was all in it. Look, it looked like Eastern Parkway on Labor Day when they go to the planet. She was standing. I'm like, yo. I'm like, is that my missus standing there, bro? Look what like, yo. It was looking great out there, bro. It was looking great. The movie kind of is, I hate to say it, but this movie kind of is the formula that Marvel really kind of needs to take, because it was completely digestible as a story from opening to end. There was a resolve. It's not all of this dragging on to the next movie which allowed people to digest it. What the movie really suffers from is a lack of promotion and marketing. Photon has not had enough exposure. Dar-Benn has not had enough exposure. Mrs. Marvel has not had enough exposure. And so these are pretty much unknown characters who are great in their own right. Let me just back up a little bit. Mrs. Marvel stole this thing because she is priceless. She so much innocence she was able to convey in this movie. She's like totally just like absorbed with the fact that Mrs. Marvel is her hero and she wants to be like Mrs. Marvel, and she like completely melts when she meets her. And the whole time she's just a fan the entire time and whatnot. But what I really loved is the entire time when things were happening and she like when she started falling from the sky and she's just screaming, it was so authentic that you couldn't help but laugh and feel sorry for her at the same time. She sounded like a 2-year-old on the world's biggest roller coaster, and it's like, yo, somebody please get this child off of this ride before she has a heart attack. She was just screaming like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, yo, and let me tell you the genius here in Marvel. We mentioned when she uses her scarf as a weapon. Well, let's be clear here. We've got young girls and young kids that are watching this movie. If you really look in here, there's no blood in this movie. There's no blood. Even when the wall falls on Dar-Benn and they pick it up, there's no blood. So there's no heads rolling, there's no legs coming off and all of that. And this young girl who's playing Miss Marvel is in a battle situation, and they say, use your scarf, which is totally plausible for her, and she uses it effectively and whatnot, which I think was just a great resolve on Marvel's part to maintain, a general audience and whatnot. We kind of suffer from always wanting to see the most violent, gratuitous shit we can find, and I get that for us because that's who we are. But general audiences walking don't always need to see that. I'm just gonna lastly say this. You don't have to like Brie Larson, but at the end of the day, I completely was not mad at her application of Mrs. Marvel in here. She did her fucking thing, and kudos to her. This movie, for whatever purpose, was meant to, you're gonna have these movies that are simply meant to just tie two wins together. But I didn't overall think it was bad. I just felt like it did not get the marketing exposure that it fucking needed. And the last thing is, shout out to Nia DaCosta, who is the youngest Black director in Marvel to make a Marvel movie ever, which they completely fucking overlooked. And now we have what could be conceived as them fucking just, bullshitting and sinking her fucking one moment. So I'm completely rocking with her. I hope that they give you another shot with something else, and I hope they give you the fucking support you're supposed to get. I'm done.
And also shout out to the fact that Jersey City, I mean, Miss Marvel is a character from Jersey City, and 80 McNair Academic High School in Jersey City took all their students to see this movie. You had to see all of the young girls dressed as Miss Marvel. Like this is bigger. This is a bigger impact. Listen. I understand what we want, but this story is not for us. This is to reach a bigger audience. You know what I mean? This is what the reason why Marvel is doing this, and they're using different types of characters, and they're going to do this Young Avengers is because they're trying to grab the younger generation. It's not for us. And what I love about what Marvel's doing is that now we can have these conversations with these younger generations, and they're going to come up with the characters that they love and they enjoy and they look up to. You have to see all these girls dressed as Miss Marvel.
Okay, Leo. Everybody
Yeah.
move the furniture.
I had one. I had one more question.
Oh, and the mom actress was there too. The mom actress, what's her name? That plays Kamala Khan's mom.
She's
She
so
was in
good.
Dirty City.
I
She
love
was
her.
there.
I love her
so,
character.
yeah, she's
I
so
love her
She was
character.
she was at the school. She came with them at the premiere.
I got
That's dope.
a question
Shout out
because
to her.
that was one thing I didn't ask. What did y'all think of the runtime? Because they said this is the shortest MCU movie. It's
More
more
of these movies need to be this length.
I agree.
More of these types of movies need to be this length. This type of movie, you reaching out to a different audience, all that. That's what you're trying to do. Bet, make it this short. A bigger
Because it's digestible.
Yeah,
at
a
this
bigger
length.
movie with more stake, more on the line. Yeah, you give me that 2.5.
Yeah,
of good stuff. Give me 2.5.
Endgame and Infinity War couldn't be this length.
Oh no,
but these movies, a lot of these movies that are 2 hours plus should have probably been an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes. A lot of them.
All right, the moment we all been waiting for.
Okay, Kendall. Well, hold on. I gotta move the furniture. Hold on a second.
Come on, comic accuracy.
Okay,
let's go.
Right.
Okay,
All
Ken.
right.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna start it with this. This is by far the most comic book accurate movie that Marvel has made. Point blank, period. Me being a super nerd, since I'm not considered a regular nerd, but me being a super nerd. Captain Marvel, the whole problem with the dance scene and the Aqua World. Captain Marvel number 9, 2014. She gets married to that same guy. All their dialogue is that. They talk in song. Comic book accurate. Who's the villain? Djarin?
Dar-Benn.
Dar-Benn. The Mandalorian.
Dar-Benn.
What?
I'm drinking tequila. Listen to me.
That would have made this movie so much better.
Listen to me. I'm drinking tequila. Stop it. Don't poke the bear. I'm trying to stay low and calm and mellow. That way people can understand me. Okay. So the main villain in this book, in this movie, in their planet, they have those special weapons. Automatically is not the same weapon, and it doesn't have a time stone in it. It doesn't make her more powerful. They're automatically that powerful. That is in issue 6. Hold on. I took notes. Sorry. Issue 6 of 2015, Legacy of Captain Marvel.
Kano can't get a dissertation, bro.
I mean, like, for real. Like,
No,
this is a thesis?
yeah, I'm the super nerd, so I got to know all this shit. That way I can know,
Please do, bro.
Know what the fuck I'm talking about. So this is the point blank of me being this whole movie as a purist. I know this movie doesn't reach out to everybody, but as a purist, I understand it. And like Chase's point, this reaches Chase and Charles' point. It reaches out to different audiences, and it touches more people than we need to grasp. Because if we stay in our old school way, we will only stay in our 35 to 50 range of Marvel. If we stay there, if you're trying to cash in on the younger crowd, you have to do the Young Avengers. So if anybody's saying that this movie is a nothing burger, they're wrong. Because this is trying to cash in on the new Young Avengers and everybody else. Don't get me wrong. The way they're doing it with this movie, you do not need to see Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, or the whatever show that WandaVision, the shit WandaVision show that you want to watch. This movie explains every backstory of each character, main woman character in it, to an extent that anybody can grasp. Who was the first time seeing this, and seeing a full woman cast, a full woman, all diverse, all getting along, all coming together, and getting this woman, getting this empowerment for themselves. and we need this in Marvel to bring in more money. You want to have $2 billion movies? You can't tell it without a woman lead in it.
What?
You can't. Secret Invasion. Who beats the last person? Secret Wars. Who beats the last person?
Okay.
So, me saying this, it ties in. This is Marvel playing chess, not checkers. It brings in everything that you need to do to bring in the next generation and the next series of films. If you start off with the Young Avengers, which they're building, which you start off with the X-Men, which they're building, like everybody says, we like connection and kind of whatever the fuck is that word. I'm freaking
Continuity.
The tequila kicking in, baby.
And we also like Marvel accurate, and we like to build, as we said before. So this is the build. And all I'm asking for, like I've said before, give me the same grace that we've gotten since Iron Man 1. I understand that these characters may not be for you. But give them the same fucking respect. They don't deserve hate mail. They don't deserve death threats. They don't deserve the lack in promotion. Even though you got to realize also too, we had COVID, we had an actor strike, we had a writer strike. We have to add all these things into this aspect of this movie. Mm-hmm. We have to add this to the equation of this movie, and then also name me one movie ever to come out with those three equations on top of them with Marvel. Not one. So I understand if you didn't like the dance scene. Like I said, Captain Marvel #9 explains it all. They actually talk and they dance, and she actually changes into the dress in the comic. This is for the purist. It actually happens in the comic.
I don't care.
And you know what's so funny too? Also to add to that is that, you know, people say that they, you know, Kate Bishop, all these new characters that came out, they didn't really like or they had a problem with it. But when she shows up at the end, people at my theater was cheering. So that tells you when you see these characters again, the type of feeling that people get.
And then you also have to realize in the first, like Wendell said, when Captain Marvel first came out, she was controlled by AI. Even though he was trying to make a joke, he was right. And if you want to argue with me with that, because she went back to the planet to destroy the AI. That's why they called her the Devastator in the fucking, or the whatever the fuck, what is it called? The Annihilator. And she had the problem with it. Why did she have a problem with it? Because everybody was controlled by AI. So once you take away the AI, what's going to happen? Mm-hmm. Just being a purist. Mm-hmm. So it all ties in. The storyline fits. Everything fits. If you want to argue the Lurkin scene, it also ties in. But I'm not going to get into that because that takes you into Photon. But also Photon going across the other side of the to 616. That also ties it to. Hold on, my notes.
That's not.
Hold on. I gotta get my notes. I just gotta get my notes. Just give me a second.
I ain't 616.
Man wrote a thesis paper.
No. I just gotta.
Actual
it also
thesis.
captured the end of Captain Marvel #1. That also ties into her coming the whole complete light, which ties into 616, which ties into X-Men. So me saying all this, and being okay. I was gleefully enjoyed this movie because once I looked back and said, okay, why did they do this song and dance? Let me do my research. I looked it up. I said, holy shit, that ties into that. Oh, why did the Lurkins eat everybody? Holy shit, it ties into that.
They're Flurkins? There's an F on that
Lurkins,
one,
same fucking shit. Tequila.
Drink.
Thank you. But me saying all this to say that, I just love the movie. I highly enjoyed it. You don't need to do your homework for this movie because it explains every single backstory in this movie. Point blank, period. You get to know Monica Rambeau, her backstory, and also you get Captain Binary in this fucking movie.
No, it's just Binary. She ain't a captain no more.
She's a Captain Binary because you have to realize that Captain Marvel is a fucking variant that's not even supposed to be there.
Beware.
At all. Captain Marvel, the Captain Marvel that you have there is a fucking variant.
Ooh, TVA won't get her?
No, she's gonna get taken out by Rogue, but that's not here though. There,
that sounds great.
That's the movie that Aaron's gonna love. That's the movie
it was written.
Aaron's gonna be like, yeah, I'm in this bitch.
Put it on the big screen, please.
But no, you're gonna get that because this is when you see Captain Binary in there, and then when you see Beast come at the end credit scene. That's what it's tying into to ending and say, okay, we can take Captain Marvel to another movie, and we can also end her in the same fucking movie.
Well, they didn't take
so
Captain
you're gonna
Marvel
get
anywhere.
what you want. You just gotta wait for it.
But they didn't take Captain Marvel anywhere.
No, you're gonna get Captain Marvel. You're gonna get a black suit Captain Marvel, most likely, if the reception that we're getting now for this movie after this weekend. I need to know. I need to see what the reception after the money that it makes after this movie to see how they're going to take it. Because they have two ways they can take it. They can take Captain Marvel and say, okay, she dies in a hospital bed, or she dies on the Blackbird with X-Men. And Rogue takes her powers. Either way, Rogue takes her powers in the hospital bed or in the Blackbird.
So, Aaron, you better hope that the reception is good because we know that's what you want to see.
No, but either way, Aaron gets what he wants. Either way, Aaron gets the give me that.
Yeah, because I remember
give me all that.
Because I just remember seeing that in the cartoon, like when they in the animated series when they did Rogue's backstory and she was holding on to her as she was flying, and you just saw her get so frail, and then you saw Rogue just like end up carrying her while she's in midair, and she's like wondering like, how am I able to fly? And
but the problem is after that, Rogue goes to the hospital to take the rest of the fucking powers. Now that is a fucking story. When she goes to the hospital and says, hey, you know what? I need the rest of that. And takes the rest of her powers.
Give me that woman empowerment movement. That's what I want to see.
All you guys said about Iman Vellani, I can't say nothing more, nothing better. We already know how we feel about her story. Captain Miss Photon, her story was explained, and the backstory that we got with her and her mother dying from cancer and her planet, that was just epic. I just love that whole emotional roller coaster that they took you with okay, my mother died from cancer, and then oh shit, I'm waking up and my mom is sitting right there, and she doesn't even know who the fuck I am. Mm-hmm. So there you goes, Mr. Scorsese, fucking depth.
But it's not her mother.
It is her mother, still her mother, but it's a different different variant of her world that she doesn't know about because she doesn't know where she's at yet. But she's still thinking about it's her mother. When she saw her, she almost fucking cried.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that.
And I like how it was how Monica's reaction to it was when Beast had turned around and had told her what he had said, and she was like, "Oh shit!" I like that reaction because it's like she just got done dealing with Wanda and WandaVision and all the mess that was going on in there. She thought she was going back to some kind of normalcy. Like now I got to go through all this shit again, and now it's like, and now it might be even bigger than before. Like I probably can't get out of it the same kind of way that it was before. So it's like now I got to deal with another damn reality that's not my own. So I kind of liked her reaction to that because that's a realistic reaction. Like, oh shit, I got to do this shit all over again. Like,
and the way that they interacted is with Brie Larson and Miss Photon and calling her Captain Trouble, and she didn't want to deal with it. You left me, and all the emotion in that, it really gave Brie Larson more depth. Because I can understand that Brie Larson got all that depth because she seemed robotic in the first movie, is because she was controlled by fucking AI for half of the fucking movie until she broke free.
Yeah, you completely missed my whole thing on that.
I did not completely miss. You said she was controlled by AI, right?
No, I didn't say she was controlled by AI. I said they fixed her acting in post. That's all AI. That's an algorithm and a robot giving her that depth that you saw.
No, but that's not algorithm and robot. Is she standing there giving her that depth? But in the first,
about the mouse, bro. I'm talking about the mouse.
I'm talking about the mouse the same way. But wasn't she? But wait, didn't she have a chip? Didn't she have a chip in the back of her neck that she had to break free from? Didn't she?
Yes.
Didn't she go through an AI fucking VR simulation that she had to break free from?
You're right. That's true.
Okay.
So
wouldn't that wait? If you're being controlled by a robot, wouldn't that make you feel like a robot and act like a robot?
Yes.
Yeah. And Jude Law's at the villain in the first one, his whole ordeal was trying to suppress her emotions.
Oh,
a woman,
keep her robotic.
Wait, I didn't get that though.
Yeah.
Keep her robotic, right?
Keep her robotic. That was part of the story.
So this is me.
Failed.
This is me. This is me saying. This is me being the super nerd. This movie was comic book accurate and one of the MCU's most comic book accurate movies to date. And anybody wants to see me in the comments.
Listen, like you said, this is spot. Like I said, the video that's going to shoot y'all over that 500.
If you want the smoke, have at it.
I also like the fact. One thing I don't know why I didn't mention this. One thing I liked is that it was very brief that they had Kamala use her powers to pull Captain Marvel back.
That was
we had to stretch out and pull her back.
She can't use both of the bangles. She shouldn't use both of the bangles right now because it will turn her evil until she gets older and she's able to control it more. So once you see her go to the Young Avengers and then she meets Charles Xavier that helps her get rid of that mental block that she has, and she'll be able to control both bangles, which she did have at the end. So once she's be able to control both bangles, and then she able to control both of that and control her emotions, because those bangles is more powerful. She dies in the last couple. We covered it in the comic corner. Kamala Khan dies, but guess what? She comes back in the next issue.
Get out.
She gets revived.
Say what?
And guess who saves her?
The Bengals?
Fucking Miles Morales. Read a fucking book.
That slick little bastard.
Read a fucking book if you want to.
His mama ain't telling him to go to Jersey.
Brooklyn, stand up.
Go there.
Goddamn right.
He in trouble.
So I'm gonna do the Brie Larson. So all you fucking incels, read a fucking book.
Me, I'm an incel.
Read a fucking book.
Nope. Don't feel like it.
No,
that's all you gotta do.
Brie did a thing.
Brie did a thing.
The
whole movie.
Yeah, and I can't even hold it against her. Like she really actually stepped up and improved, like better than the performance that we got from her in the first movie.
She was using the AI that was controlling her in the movie to fucking get her memories back. Come the fuck on.
Write a better
You
script.
really want anybody who wants to challenge me that this is not the most comic book fucking accurate Marvel MCU movie? See me. Fucking see me.
I could
Wait.
I could say
Waiting.
something right now, but I'm not going.
Dark alleys,
Please see me. Go ahead. Say,
Comic-Con.
I'm not gonna say
No,
nothing.
I'm good. Nope.
comic book
Go
shop,
ahead.
Nope.
wherever you at.
I got a question. Well, I got a question probably for all of us that are up here. With the abilities and the powers of all three of them going by one, which ability would you have? Like, if you had one of their abilities, which one would you have?
Captain Marvel, hands down.
Yeah.
The ability to sing and talk.
Believe it or not,
be bilingual, right?
it's hard for
He's
some. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's actually hard for people to sing and talk.
I can't do either.
Being bilingual, you know what I mean? It's like you know three languages. That's fucking pretty tough.
I love
Be
that.
surprised.
I'm done.
All right. Well, do we want to like score this or like what do we what the fuck we want to do?
Listen,
Did not give
Let's score it. Let's score it. Not,
All right, no, all right, real quick.
Okay.
Let's score it. Who wants to go first? I don't
I'll
care.
give it a 7.
All right, we got a 7. Charles?
I give it an 8.5.
Nice. I give it a 6. Wendeezy?
I'll give it a 7.5 for the yams.
There you go. Chase?
I give it an 8.5
There you go. Leo?
For the yams,
The yams put it right over the top.
So if the yams wasn't there, what would be the rating? If the yams wasn't-
It'd probably be like a 7.5.
Well, if the yams wasn't there, that's what I want to know. Where would it be at?
It's a 7.5 without the yams.
he gave a whole point. I love it.
The Yams gave it a 2-point jump.
I give this movie at least an 8.5. 9. 8.5, 9, because this is me being a purist. This is me being. I'm sorry. This is me being a purist. I like this movie. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I like this movie because I've read the books and I understand where they're going. This is just me.
Go blow on a drink, Leo.
I give this movie I don't give a shit out of 100.
I love that score.
Yo, Wendell, it's cold.
I'm sure it is. You drink.
Well,
bastard.
with that being said, from myself, Wendeezy, Aaron, Chase, Leo, Charles, and Taurean, Man Cave 101 Podcasts. Like, comment, and subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, Rumble. Oh, we had it this time. We're live every Thursday. Things nerdy. Take care. Let us know what you think in the comments of this movie. Leo's coming after you, and have an absolutely fantastic.
I'm waiting, bitches.
Damn.